Don't talk
I know,
now.
it's only when I get drunk.
Exactly, so you're not drunk, thank fuck, after last time. Hey kids, and welcome back to another episode of TinaTalks. And we're here with the lovely Marilyn again. I have a feeling that she's not going to ever leave. Help, please. And my newest addition to the family, the Morrigan. So what we're going to talk about is we do have National Coming Out Day coming up shortly. So I thought we would share any stories about coming out, about other people coming out that we know of, any kind of issues we've had, anything like that. So anyone want to jump in and start chatting?
Yeah, I got a lot to share, a lot of shit to say about coming out. When I came out, I was 15.
Right.
I was just in the living room and I said, I think I might be bi to my mum. Wasn't definitely bi, I've always been gay, but I think it would be like, if I can put one foot in and sort of gauge how people react, then
You can jump in head first.
yeah, pretty
Into
much.
the big queer pool.
Which I now kind of regret because that sort of perpetuates the whole bi erasure thing where...
I know, I totally get you because I have the exact same thing.
Yeah.
And like whenever I share my coming out story, I always feel so guilty about it. But the thing is that it's my coming out story, and that is your coming out story. And there is reasons why, as gay people trying to come out, we feel like we have to do that because to us, that's what we feel is going to be more accepted. For me, it was more of the fact that I never got on with men. Never felt like I got on with older guys my own age, anything. There was occasional odd moments where there was a male friend that I really got on with, or I felt like I got on with so well with women, and I respected and adored women so much that I wanted a relationship with them. It was only as I actually started to make friends with other gay men that I went, oh, actually, that's what I want is a gay man because it's a bit of both and it's where I'm comfortable. And that's how it wasn't until I started meeting those people that I realised I was actually gay.
I think one of the things as well is that the first part of the process is to come out to yourself.
Oh yeah.
And I think it's easier to say to yourself, oh, I swing both ways, then I'm definitely,
I'm definitely this.
Yeah, because then there's some level of normality still about you.
That's what I think a lot of it is for so many people. I always feel like I defended myself by explaining my story that way because that is what my story is and the reason behind it, and I think it also developed as I got older and then came out as gender neutral because it was that whole respect and idealisation I had towards women that I thought was me being in love with them. It wasn't that I was in love with them, it's that there was elements to them that I wanted to have in myself, which I've now got the right balance and feel a lot better about it all. But very much like you, I did come out as bi first because there was an element of it that it will be easier, it'd be more accepted, things like that.
It just felt like the natural first step to take just to test the waters.
Exactly.
Gauge how people might react to the whole thing.
But I think that what I understand that the issue bi people do have about the fact of bi erasure, because it is true. It is just, you say bi now, but it's just a stepping stone to gay.
Yeah.
But it isn't, and a lot of people view bi as one day you're gay, one day you're straight. Which it isn't as well, and it is a whole other thing. But I think one of my main things that I do talk a lot about on the channel is that I think the education system is wrong when it comes to sexuality because they ignore the entirety of the LGBTQ plus community and they just go, oh, there's a page.
I think there's a lot of people that are even sort of our age who still don't necessarily understand the difference between sex and gender.
No.
And that's because, your parents ain't going to tell you.
No.
It's not until
and
you...
education doesn't tell you.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's one thing that's used interchangeably and, through getting to know you a lot better, I've educated myself about
and you've broadened your mind a lot more
Absolutely.
to that whole situation. But it isn't until you have someone like that in your friendship circle that your mind can explore those aspects a lot more. And I have so many friends who identify outside the binary or like sexually outside of gay, straight, like in the bi area, pan, asexual, all of that, and they all say the same things, that they always feel as though they shouldn't have to go and explain it to everyone in the world. Like, Google's there for a reason. Google it. And I totally understand that mentality, and I do think that it is entirely correct. If you don't understand what something is, go and Google it. But at the same time, we are the ones that are making stepping stone of this is a way to live and it's okay. We have to be the ones explaining it and making the education system change. And the only way we can do that is by explaining it to everyone constantly and making sure people are aware of it and not just going, oh, Google it, and just passing it off. Because people won't learn, they won't go and do the research because they don't really care about it. We're the ones that have to care about it. And there's more people in the LGBTQ plus community that, I'm saying the community, actually no, I'm going to just really be blunt with this. The white, cis, gay male community have to stop ignoring the rest of the community. They have to start acknowledging that they exist, that they need support, and that they need encouragement, and they need to be there for them, and they're not. And that's a big thing.
So when I came out, I was, I think, 14, 15 years old, and I did the thing which I said to one friend, guess what, here's a secret, you know, and guess what, here's a secret. And eventually they all started bitching amongst each other and everybody fucking knew. It was an easy way to do it. It was kind of a chicken out way of doing it. But the whole school found out, and I was, this is not what I was pulled in by one of the deputy head teachers. And I was sitting there kind of thinking, what the fuck am I doing now, Jesus Christ. And he said, I've been hearing these things, you know, about, you know, what you've been going through at the moment. And my first thought was, how the fuck are you, know? But second of all, I'm thinking, okay, he said, just want you to know, you're the first person to ever do this in our school.
Yeah.
And I'm sort of sitting there and I'm thinking, first of all, I don't think so.
The thing is that I did it on the cusp of leaving, that's why.
Oh, right, okay, so at the time when I came out, you probably
were, the time that you're on about, because just for the audience to know, we used to go to school together. He's a couple of years younger than me.
More than a couple.
No, only like about 1 or 2 or 5. But basically, when I came out at 16, it was at that period when you kind of break up from school to do your, like, studying for your exams. So it was during the exam period that I was out to everyone at school. But it wasn't while we were really in school. So therefore, the first person to come out during school was you.
Yeah. So I'm sitting there thinking, Jesus Christ. So I was the first person to do it, and that made me feel more awkward than anything. Because here I'm still thinking, even at that kind of age, here I'm thinking that, okay, so however I deal with this is going to be the template for anybody else who's then sort of got to go through that. And I was quite fortunate that my ex was a number of years younger than me, went to the same school as well, and he had the easiest time coming out.
Yeah.
So when he was telling me, oh, it was fantastic, all my friends were great and all that, I'm thinking,
well,
thank me.
And thank me, because I support you through it, bitch.
That's true, that's true.
May not have been there anymore, but we still stayed in touch. He was...
Talking about school, when I didn't even come out in school, my twin outed me to the entire school. And it was...
Handy having a twin.
Who is also queer but wasn't out at the time, pretending to be straight. And the school made a massive deal out of it because I was the first gay kid to come out in this Catholic school. And Catholic environment, not the best place to be gay.
Definitely not.
And in sex ed, we just had straight sex ed, language sex ed, and we were taught all the Catholic shit, like don't use a condom and all that nonsense. And then our actual LGBT education was through RE, and that was all just sexual and so on and so forth. And we got taught that the Catholic Church said men can have relationships with each other, but they can't get married, and they aren't allowed to have sex. They can just sort of sit on either end of a room and look at each other and admire each other. And I remember one time this bishop came in because they were opening a new building in the school, and it was around the same time that I'd just been outed. And the head teacher in the school asked me to, come to his history lesson. No idea why, because I hadn't done it. So.
Yeah.
And he asked me to not be openly flamboyant. I think were the words he used while the bishop was there, because he didn't want the church to know that they had a gay
in their school.
It's just like, it's so ridiculous. So I spent years having to pretend to be masculine.
Do you think it hurt when you hit him?
I hope so.
Slap, come on, go.
And then I left school and I got to be feminine and so on and so forth.
Exactly.
It's just the biggest blessing.
It is one of those things I do think that you kind of, the older you get, the easier it gets to be yourself. It's how, even though I've got such a supportive environment, friends, family that all support me 100%, I still find it difficult to be myself because of society. And like, I would like to walk out the house a lot more with a pair of stilettos and a long flowy skirt. I'd love to be able to do that, but I know if I do, I'm likely to get decked, and I don't want that to happen, obviously. So I push the limits with my makeup. Like, obviously you saw me today walking around town with my makeup, and that's my normal level of makeup that I wear, the normal kind of clothes that I wear, and I make sure that I look as non-gender specific as possible, because it is easier to get away with that sometimes, because then they don't know if you're just butch lesbian. But I can get away with it. But some people can't, some people don't get that privilege.
My twin, who is sort of sexually ambiguous and gender ambiguous, he came out earlier this year.
Yeah.
And it was a lot easier for him than it was for me, because I'd already been to the whole Irish group.
Yeah, you kind of broke the mould away with all
I
that.
sort of cleared the way and then he came second.
Yeah.
So it was a lot easier for him to get to grips with, I can do this, I can do this, I can't do that, and so on and so forth.
Right, well, I think we're going to wrap it up there. So, thank you both for joining me today. It's been better than last time. Oh, gosh, it's not been edited yet, it's not bad. Anyway, so as always, thank you very much for watching. As always, honest, be beautiful, be fierce, and we'll see you next time. Bye!
Shut up and sit down.
And stay fierce, stay beautiful, and be honest.
Fuck it
up! Every time!
Stay honest, stay fierce, stay beautiful.
Okay.
How do I know how to fucking sign up?
I don't do well with scripts, you see. That's why I freeball everything.
That's right.
A lot better with that. I need to go on freestyle. Right. So thank you very much for watching. And
You still fucked it up.
no, I didn't.
Be honest, be beautiful, and be fierce.
And
2 seconds. Sorry, just 2 seconds. I feel like bits of wigs
I
everywhere.
feel like my tits are falling.
More just really curious about this. Like, I've got wigs going on. I don't care.
Yeah, I don't even know what's going on with this.
No, yours is fine. Your hair's
Is
fine.
it?
Yeah. Hats on.
Oh.
Right, anyway, carry on. And this makes it look like you have alcohol, even though you don't.
No,
There is more beer if you do want that older, either way. It's why I would be willing to share, but anyway, okay. Don't talk
I know,
loud.
it's only when I get drunk.
Exactly, so you're not drunk, thank fuck, after last time.
just thought it was absolute nonsense. I had to put up with that for years.
What do you mean that's not what you think? I've been doing this wrong all these years. Jesus Christ. Like, you touch each other.
What touches what, I wonder?
I remember one year they opened a new building in the school and
I just had sex. I feel so dirty. On camera.
Don't tell anyone.
the first photo.
I know. If only.
I knew I recognised you from somewhere.
Yeah, this wig's seen several things. Just this wig anyway.
I can remember it was just seeing your MySpace. Oh my god, we're
Oh,
aging
my
ourselves
MySpace. That old.
Yeah,
We are
that's
aging
what
ourselves now. I can just remember seeing this absolute screaming queen on MySpace, you know, with the pink eyeshadow and, you know,
Big
mess.
metal.
And yeah.
Big
And
metal.
I'm just thinking, I guess I'm one of you.
Thanks.
And we're still here, still going strong, I can see that.
And I think just in general, coming out as a whole is something that we want to strive to get rid of, because it's something I've said before and I'll definitely say it again. I believe that we should have a world where gender and sexuality isn't a thing. That
Please say that's in the fucking outtakes.
this will be in the outtakes. My fucking botched job of
What is it sticking down there?
Blue tack! To be fair, it's actually nearly at 25, so I may as well stop and start again.